In celebration of the Kanye West's birthday, I'm giving you my top 10 favorite Kanye West songs. We throw around the word GOAT and genius too loosely for me. I would not say that Kanye West is the GOAT. However, I will say that he is a musical genius. From production to songwriting, you got features. I mean, the guy has an ear for music, an ear for good music. And he is a genius when it comes to making music and knowing what's hot and knowing how to create sounds that have influenced and touched every genre that we know here today. We can think whatever we want to think. He is problematic, but all in all, Kanye West will go down as one of the greatest rappers as well as one of the greatest producers to ever produce music. And that's that. He's going to go down as one of the greatest musicians because of his influence and how he has changed music that we listen to today. If you don't want to take my word for it, take Apple's, okay? Apple's just released their 100 greatest albums of like several decades, and Kanye West was like top 50. His album, My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, was on there. So his sound, his impact, his influence is going to be recognized. There's just no debate there. You cannot deny Kanye West's gift, and he is a remarkable talent, and I'm just grateful to have been able to experience his talent and his work. Okay, because we have Kanye West. He's a singer, he's a songwriter, he's a producer, he's a rapper, he's a fashion icon. I mean, the list goes on. And without further ado, let's just jump right on into this countdown. First, before we even get into it, I do want to say that I do create this list. I create this master list of all the songs that I like and I know by the artist. And then from there, I go back and I kind of like start to highlight the ones that are definitely going to be on my list, like my favorite ones. And then I go back and do another like filter to get even a narrow list. So let me just say that I came up with 20 songs that I love by Kanye West, and I had to narrow those 20 songs down to 10. It was difficult. It was very hard for me, and honestly, I don't even have I want to say my 8th and my 9th spot listed. So I'm gonna do this on the fly. Coming in at number 10 is, oh my God. Okay, I got it. Coming in at number 10 is going to be See You in My Nightmares by Kanye West. Okay, so this album, this is from 808 and Heartbreaks. This song is on my list because this is one of my, this song reminds me of my cousin Carver, and this is, I just have really fond memories surrounding this song. 808 and Heartbreaks is a really good album, and that's really when Kanye West kind of like switched up his sound. That it has more like techno type, 808 type vibes. It was just different. It was just overall different. And I think too, like with Kanye West doing 808 and Heartbreak, its influence is it allowed rappers after him, or rappers that were there, to kind of like maybe, you know, experiment with different sounds and still do rap, you know, but with maybe like a rock edge to it or a little techno edge to it. So it really just kind of opened rappers up to, you know, experimenting with different sounds. And so we appreciate Kanye West for that. See You in My Nightmares features Lil Wayne, and it's a really good song. The beat is really what gets me towards the end, and when you can actually hear like the violins on there, it sounds like an orchestra. Oh my God, I love that song though. And yeah, that's what I'm gonna say. The song and the beat is really hard, and I just could not put it on. What I will say though is what was a close matchup for 10 is Dark Fantasy, which I'm gonna put both of them here because it's my countdown. Dark Fantasy ties for my 10. Dark Fantasy is on, you know, my beautiful dark fantasy, my beautiful twisted dark fantasy, and that album has so many fond memories for me too, and I love that song. I love the vocals on that song and the piano, and I just love the sound that song brings. Okay, can we get much higher? I love that, but then I like how it segues into the actual heartbeat. You know, too many Urkels on your team, that's why your win's low. Don't let me bring the toys out. Hey, okay, that song gets me hyped, so that song had to be on the list. So it was hard to choose between these two songs. Okay, so Power, if you listen to Kanye West, there's this theme of, you know, with Kanye West where he feels like he is chosen, and it's like you can actually hear the conflict and the struggle that he has between what he feels like he's been chosen to do and then what his ego wants to do. And so you always see that juxtaposition, I believe, and I think that there's a current, like a running theme in a lot of his music. And in Power, you get he's power tripping off of the power that he has, which more so I feel is not necessarily power that he has, but he's referring to more so of his influence, which I guess you can say is kind of powerful to, you know, to be so influential. I especially love the first verse. You know, Kanye West has so many like little like things that he say that just kind of like make you think. You know, he has that social conscious rap that I feel comes from like him being in Chicago. He has a lot of those themes, those societal, how he talks about society issues, but in his own way, like from his perspective. All right, so I'm gonna need a little help with this part because he raps it pretty fast, but that's my favorite part of it, is where he says, my childlike creativity, purity, and honesty is honestly getting crowded by these grown thoughts. Reality is catching up with me. Taking my inner child, I'm fighting for it. Custody. With these responsibilities that they entrusted me as I look down at my diamond encrusted piece. So it's like, again, a struggle of, he feels the weight of a responsibility to do something. Monster had to be on the list. I remember bumping Monster in the car, like the beat. So it was just a vibe. You tell me, like, music sounds so much better in the car. And when I tell you, I used to bump that I don't know what out of Monster. And it really was the beat, okay? And I loved everybody's flow on there. Nicki, Jay-Z, I mean, everybody. I knew the whole thing. I mean, it was a time, okay? You just had to be there. Kanye West is a really good lyricist, and he does really well with wordplay. I feel that he comes a little harder when he's on tracks with Jay-Z, because I think he automatically knows that Jay-Z is going to, you know, come with his best. So I feel like that kind of amps him up. But Kanye West really brought it on here. It's really the beat that really, it's a vibe, like the whole thing. But then even the way that he's rapping, like he raps at the beginning, so that there's like some drops in the beat, and like the beat kind of shifts and varies a little bit. So it's like the way that he's flowing over the beat. It's something that you just got to experience. You got to hear his track. Like, you got to hear what he's saying on top of the beat. And it's just his cadence and everything with the flow and just how it just flows. It just goes really well together, and I'm not doing it any justice. He said that he produced the track, he wrote the track, he wrote the rap, so it was a triple double, no assists. I'm living in the future, so the presence is my past. My presence is a presence. Kiss my... I'm telling you. Okay, that's it. This is gonna be a long video just because I ain't acting right. I wanna wake up with you. What I love about this song is just the composition. I love the beat. I just like how it sounds, especially towards at the end, like after he raps and then you do the little bridge. And I want to wake up with you in my beautiful morning. That is my favorite part. And I don't know, it just does something for me. Like at the beginning of the song, like, you know, his rap when he first started, I'm kind of like, okay, Kanye. But it's one of those things where it's like typical Kanye. Like you already kind of expect it. So when you're listening to the first part of the verse, you're kind of like, it's Kanye. Like you expect Kanye to Kanye. So All of the Lights is another one of my songs that I vividly recall me bumping to all the time. The drums on that beat are like insane. The production of that track is like, oh my God. And I want to say that on All of the Lights as well as Monster, I both love those songs because of the drums. I want to say both of those songs have Charlie Wilson on them, which, I mean, Kanye West really can he really be working with people, and he just knows how to use the people that he works with to like really create and produce a sound and a nice track. Sometimes like I can just listen to Kanye West instrumentals, okay, like the instrumentals that have like the backup vocals and like that part, like without the track, like because he's just put so much detail into the beats. Now we are getting into the good stuff. We're getting into the good stuff here. Paranoid is like one of those deep cuts, like a song that you probably haven't heard, and then if you hear it at the beginning, you're probably like, what is this? And you probably turn. But it is a bop, okay? Take my word for it. It is the jump. It really gets me hyped. What I love about it is the message, because as a recovering people pleaser and a type of person that is always concerned with what other people think about, and you know, for the longest my opinion of myself was based on what other people thought about me, this song is like ultimate like Kanye West like telling me like, don't even be worried about like what other people think about you. We already know that Kanye like don't give a crap, right? He don't care. He has no F's to give, okay? And so it really carries that spirit of Kanye. So even though the song is geared, you know, more so directed to his love interest in the story, it really gives that Kanye attitude of like, don't give it, you know, don't care. I don't care. And so sometimes we need to a certain degree that level of, you know, like, I don't care, you know, to pursue things, to do things, to, you know, be ourselves and be comfortable being ourselves. So I really appreciate that song for that message, and that's why it's in my top 5. Stronger is my junk, okay? Like what don't kill me makes me stronger. That kind of is like my motto. It kind of goes along with the whole concept of like me being a super saiyan. Don't ask any questions, just go with it. If I was ever held at gunpoint and they were like, you need to rap a song, you need to rap or you need to sing a song that you know all of the lyrics to, that's gonna be it. That's gonna be the song that I pick, because I know that song. Woo, it's 1,000 views, there's only one of me. What you see a lot of with Kanye West and with the college dropout and late registration is you see conscious Kanye West, and that is my preference. That's what really made me like him, is I like rappers, and I've always liked rappers that really are talking about something. Like, of course all rappers have a song that they're talking about, you know, girls, cars, money, clothes, you know, typical rapper type stuff. You know, that's what I refer to as rap culture, but this is what makes him like one of the hip hop greatest. I think that's to me, that's my distinguishing thing. Hip hop is more so like conscious, social based. It, you know, reflects the time. It reflects what's going on. It reflects, you know, it could be political, it could be social. That's what hip hop kind of represents to me. And then rap is just like you just rapping about, you know, Money is cause clothes, money cause clothes. Jesus Walks is really important because it's the first time that it's been done. It is one of his first songs. So I feel like that was pretty much a risk. And it speaks to the importance of that song being on his album. Because, you know, like most like label execs, like they shy you away from like releasing music that they, you know, that they feel is not going to be well received. But, you know, him releasing Jesus Walks did not deter his success or anything like that. It actually was a successful track. I think it is in verse 3 where he talks about like, you know, people selling drugs and strippers and just the various people that we wouldn't put in the same sentence with Jesus, and how Jesus walks with them too. And so it's just a piece of work. It's great. It's a great song, and I'm grateful that an artist would, you know, have this open conversation with Jesus about how they're trying to reach out to Jesus. They're afraid to speak to Jesus because they haven't talked to Jesus in a long time. And a lot of people can be like that, where, you know, like, oh, well, I haven't prayed, or I haven't spent time with God. And, you know, and so they don't feel comfortable reaching out to Jesus, but Jesus isn't like that. So, you know, you can still come to him, you know, and he welcomes you with open arms every time. And so I feel like the song has a great message, and I love it because it is what I loved about Kanye West when I first started hearing him, is that it is like rapping with a purpose. Like it has a message. It's telling us something. It's speaking to whatever society issues that, you know, we're facing as Black people, and it just furthers and it, you know, furthers the culture, and it pushes us towards something. And so I really appreciate him releasing this song. This is my favorite song, one of my favorite songs. In All Falls Down, he talks a lot about social things. And so it's just like relatable, but then it also kind of like paints this picture for you, but it shows you the different, you know, things that we face with as, you know, as African Americans, like how we are so caught up in the materialistic, and how it's like they're at the forefront. Like we don't see worth in being Black. We don't see worth within ourselves. And so the only way that we feel like we are worth something is if we have these things that have these labels on them, which, you know, these luxury brands. If I'm not pushing a whip, if I don't have this, you know, like he mentioned, like he didn't purchase a house, which is probably a wise thing to do, but he wanted to flex on 106 in Park. So it's just like, I love it because it just really speaks to a struggle that we do have as African Americans. Again, social conscious music, trying to push the culture forward, trying to educate the masses in a way that we will be able to relate to. That is what makes me love and fall in love with Kanye West. This type of music where it really like relates with you, and it kind of pushes you, it causes you to think. You listen to the song and you listen to what he's saying, and you're like, you know, like I can see that in my life. And you know what? You're right. Like I am self-conscious. Can't tell me nothing. I feel like you knew that was coming, okay? Again, that running theme of Kanye West feeling like he's between two things: the wealth of the industry, like, you know, the money, the girls, and that type of lavish lifestyle that's in the industry, and then like kind of torn in between that and Jesus. I love the beat. I love the way that he composed it. Jeezy on the ad lib. It's just a really good song, okay? And it's my absolute fave. And sometimes it changes between those top three, but Can't Tell Me Nothing is it. It's just a hit. Like, it's a bop. If you're not listening to the words and you're like taking it in consciously, it's still something that you can ride to. And it's just all around just a great song. I'm probably gonna go and listen to it now. This concludes my countdown. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments if your favorites made my list. Let me know what songs are your favorites by Kanye West, and list them down below. Thank you again for joining me here, and until next time, take care of you. Bye.